Hello everyone, Mariette Martinez here, and I wanted to do a video on my everyday tech stack. I get this question quite a bit. So every day I start on my calendar, and something I do on my calendar is I color coordinate my calendar so I can see what I am spending time with. So this is using the time blocking and the theme blocking concept where I know exactly what I'm working on, and then in Google Calendar, you can even see the time frames that you're working on different areas of your business and your life. So for example, my meetings that I have to attend live, they're in red. For everything that's personal, it's in purple, so on and so forth. And then when I'm looking on my calendar, it is color coordinated throughout the day, throughout the year. And there's some really cool insights you can create at the end of the year to see where you spent your time. I also use the Google Drive as my cloud storage. I also have that color coordinated, and in folders, I use a detailed hierarchy in regards to my business folders and my personal folders. For example, I've already started my finances folder for 2025. So I would have my 2025 folder, and then I'd have my finances folder, and I'd have everything inside of my finances folder. And so on. So that's how I build out my folders, and I have my secure cloud storage in Google Drive. I use Asana for my project management system. So I have some cool videos on using Asana and also makeovers I do every few years. No matter which tech stack you're using, you may need to do cleanups from time to time. And so your apps like your cloud storage apps and your project management apps may need what I call a do-over or makeover to just start from scratch. And so feel free to do that when you start feeling a bit overwhelmed in regards to all the projects and tasks and to-dos you have inside of your apps. But I use Asana for my project management. And here you see an example of how I've created different areas of Asana, the different areas of Asana. And I create these boards where I can go in there and I can do the different work. So for example, this is my billings and books board. So this is where I do my billing and I do my finances. This is where I track my progress for my business. This is where I have different projects for my business. This is where I have like the hub of all the permanent information for my business. And again, I have a full video on how I laid out my Asana. So you can go ahead and take a look at that, and I'll link it in this video as well. I also use Notion. So Notion is an incredible app that I actually learned from my friend Seth David. He has a course on Notion, and I will definitely link to that course here in this video. And this is what I call my hub. So these are my key areas that I have to access every day for my business. So I have some important links for my business, some links to important apps that I use every day in my business. But what I use most every single day consistently, and now I can say I've done this for a year. And when I've been able to use an app for a year consistently, almost every day, I know that it's working well. And so the idea here is that you create a daily journal or a space to be able to take notes every single day. So for example, on Friday, December 27th, I have all my notes from that day. In addition to, I had a meeting with my friend Petty Bell to do some reflection and planning for the following year. I have all of that information. I can even link to the Zoom meeting or the video meeting if we had a virtual meeting, all of that in one place. This is the first time I've ever been able to just dedicate one space to work, which I love. And it can be personal, it can be business, it can be related to anything. The concept is you spend this one day doing all the different things, and you can depend on everything being in this one note or this one journal entry. For example, we call it journal entries. For accountants, it's funny when you call it a journal entry or daily journal because we also have journal entries in accounting, but here we're referring to writing into your journal, but it's an electronic journal. Also, you can create some really cool databases in here. So for example, here's my database of all my bookmarks. And having a database of bookmarks is really powerful because it allows you to move away from having crazy bookmarks on your bookmarks bar. Now, I still use the bookmarks bar for several of my quick links that I want to get to on a daily or weekly basis. But now I know that if for some reason something happened and these got too crazy, or I couldn't access my bookmark bar, I know that they're all here inside of my Notion. And then lastly, I also use 17 Hats. So 17 Hats is my lead capture tool. It's where I create client workflows. It's where I work with the clients. It's where I can do all different types of create projects with the clients. And also in here, I can also add information about a project, client notes. I can send invoices, and I can get paid. And of course, I can keep track of all of my client information. So this would be my client management system. This would be my CRM, my client relationship management system. And so that's pretty much what I'm using on a daily basis. Again, I will always know that here I also use the bookmarks bar. And if there's something on a daily basis that I don't want to go, let's say for instance, Notion and grab it, I do know that I can just click on my bookmarks bar, click on daily, and here they are. Other than that, everything else is stored away nice and clean under the bookmarks, under their folders, or it's stored nice and clean in Notion. And the last app I use every single day is Slack. So this is the app I prefer to use because most of my partners, my collaborative partners, people that I work with every day, or people that I'm in communities with, we create Slack teams and we communicate in here. It gets us out of email and it keeps us in one workspace. So again, it's the calendar app, my Google Drive app, my Asana for project management, my Notion for my business hub, my 17 Hats for my customer relationship management, and also lead capture projects. And the beauty of 17 Hats, which I have an entire playlist, which I'll link to on 17 Hats, is that it really is a one-stop shop. So if someone wanted to just, let's say, use 17 Hats, they absolutely could. On that same Notion, Seth David has a full Notion program, a Notion course, if you wanted to only use Notion for your business. And on that same note as well, there are people that only use Asana. And so I just wanted to make that clear. You don't necessarily need to use so many apps. You can choose your own tech stack and decide on what works best for you. I'll leave links to all the different courses and experts that have helped me to build out each one of these apps. And if you have any questions, just ask me here in this video. Have a great day.